beyond that, how far has the investigation proceeded?
Look, Shekhar, I wouldn't want to jeopardize the investigation in any fashion, but I would say that they have progressed to some extent. There is a kind of idea of the way that people have gone about it. Some of those areas have already been raided. For example, where the cycles were bought from, the cyber cafe from where this has been sent. Those kind of things are there. But they're working on interesting leads. They feel that there will be some breakthroughs shortly, and therefore I wouldn't want to actually jeopardize it in any fashion.
See, let's stick to the larger issue of fighting terrorism. Centre very often would say that, look, law and order is a state's responsibility, so they can't make mistakes.
Let me be very clear. Let me be very clear. We do not or will not shirk from our responsibility. But terrorism is not something that can be dealt with by a state alone, because the terrorist moves from here, let's say, to the next neighboring state after having committed a crime here. From 2003 to now, there have been some 8-9 major incidents that have taken place. In some cases, the cases have been cracked at the local level. No one so far has reached the mastermind. And there are still cases which have not been opened. Now, as I said to you, if there are similarities between 3 states or 4 states, it's important that there become an agency, or there comes an agency which brings all of these together to share the information with each of the states, so that the states can become more effective.
And that's not happening.
Not at all. And I mean that Mr. Raman has brought out very, very...
Formerly of the Raw, yes.
Yes, has brought out so well today, and also Mr. Narayanan.
But in your communications with the centre, you pointed this out to them?
This has been pointed out, and I have also said it's time for this database to be set up. It's time for this group of ministers, chief ministers, to meet. I think that it's probably the simplest thing that one would do.
And if the centre does not call for this meeting of chief ministers, what will you do?
Well, in that sense, and I think that perhaps like-minded states will have to get together to think about what they need to do for the security of their people, because we cannot afford to sit.
Because that would then mean some kind of a breakdown of centre-state relations on an issue as important as terrorism.
But I don't think we should get as far as that. I think we'd be probably jumping the gun. But I think that it's important for both of us.
Do you find that some of you states and the centre are not in tune with each other, without of saying?
There must be some problem somewhere if a law can apply to one state and not be allowed to apply to another state.
You're talking about the anti-terrorist law, what is called RCOCA.
Yes. I mean, it's the same law as the one in Maharashtra.
That's been allowed there.
And if you can allow it in Maharashtra, why not in Rajasthan?
So when you take this up, have you taken this up with the Prime Minister, that why are you stopping my law and you allow Maharashtra?
Well, again and again.
So what does he say?
Again and again, there was a deathly silence.
He doesn't explain to you.
There was a deathly silence from the Home Ministry, and we're waiting. But I think that under the circumstances of what has happened recently, perhaps there'll be a rethink on this.
What, from the Prime Minister also get a silence? You don't get an explanation?
So far, no.
Were you aware of the existence of sleeper cells of terrorists in your state? Or is that a surprise now?
No, I don't think we were aware of any of these as yet. Every state believes that there must be some sleeper cell somewhere, but it's very difficult to pinpoint any of those because you don't really know where any of these exist. But the fact is that it's time to get into this much more deeply.
But you are shaken up now, in the sense that your approach to policing is now going to change.
I certainly think that it's going to change. Certainly if I have to keep the safety and security of my people in mind, yes, I have to.
So when do you get to see the Prime Minister now? Are you asking for time? Are you asking for forwarding some of this?
First of all, I have to get Jaipur and Rajasthan back to normal. I have to instill that kind of confidence in the people of the state, that the state government is going to stand by them and that we will be taking the necessary action to create that confidence in them. Once I've done that, we are already writing and we are already telephoning. I will go personally to talk about this.
And you will ask him for some of the same things?
I think again I will ask him for some of the same things.
Your law,
hope that the response will change.
Your special law?
One is my special law, the second is the meeting of the chief ministers, and the third is setting up a national database where we need to be, where we can be helped.
Right. In fact, this is also an election year. I mean, how does this play in those calculations? In 6 months from now, it's going to be
going to election.
Campaigning for elections.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that is something that one is going to think about once one's got this under control. I think the most important thing just now is, without making it political, to try and sort of bring life back to normal in Jaipur.
Well, I mean, so far you've done a great job, Vasu. In fact, people of Jaipur have done a great job as well, so compliments to them. It's wonderful to see people come out so openly and without any sign of tension or rancor or any sense of vengeance. Do it.
Shekhar, let me tell you, while we worked very hard to bring normalcy back to the state, I'm extremely proud of the people of my state, and particularly of those of Jaipur, because they have all risen to the occasion. From the young people upwards, people donating blood, doctors, professionals, government people, everybody has done their very best. And everyone has worked together to try and keep normalcy on the ground.
Absolutely.
Because it's a tourism state.
Yes.
And they know and they understand that Rajasthan's history is a very, very important history, and we don't want anything to change that.
All that the terrorists want is one riot.
And we're not going to give them that.
And between you and the people of the state, you've denied it to them.
What they want is that there will be a riot, that our lives will get disrupted, and life will not go back to normal. And we have taken it upon ourselves to prove to them that this is not going to hurt us in that sense, and we will get back on our feet, and we will do, and normalcy will not be disturbed.
Within 3 days of this, normalcy is back. You're playing a match this evening. I can see you in your team's colors as well. So congratulations and all the very best for the game.
Thanks very much, Shekhar. Thank you.